Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review 13 Lives. And this is a new true story brought to life on screen that was in theaters for a week, but now is on Amazon Prime. And this tells the story of a rescue mission assembled in Thailand to get a group of boys and their soccer coach out who are trapped inside this subterranean cave that has quickly filled up with water. And this story brought together some of the most skilled and impressive cave divers in the world who came together, came up with an insane plan to get these kids out, and miraculously got everybody out. And I feel like this is the kind of film that I want to see Ron Howard work on. Things like Apollo 13 and Rush seem to be some of his best films that he really excelled with. And I think this one is also up there. I don't feel like it's quite Apollo 13 level, but this is one of Ron Howard's strongest films. It is a consistently well shot, well performed, well put together film that is able to capture a lot of very simple and understated regular human emotions, because this film doesn't go crazy over the top with its acting. There's no big scene chewers. Honestly, a lot of these performances are pretty understated for these actors who I have seen chew up some scenery, but these performances are very level and human and emotional. There's moments where they get frustrated, there's moments where they get emotional, and we can see the struggle and the decline of these kids in this cave, and we see this group of the top divers in the world trying to figure out a way to save them. And you get a sense of how much this was a big communal experience. You do get a sense of like times where it gets overly dramatic and like, did some of these things actually happen? Probably not, but they, liven up the drama. But what's most impressive is how this film is shot. The underwater sequences are intense and engrossing and thrilling and really draw you in, because this is a 2.5 hour film. You really have to keep the audience's attention. And yeah, there's a lot of human-to-human interactions trying to figure out this thing. But the greatest thing about the story was the miraculous rescue, and the way that he shoots it is impressive. And you have some really well shot aspects. You have Barry Wallfish, who has a very intense score that lays the bedrock for these sequences and really sells it. But then you also have Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, and Joel Edgerton, who are big time performers who bring their A game in a film where they're not expected to be big and bold. They're expected to be human and interact. And Viggo Mortensen's probably the closest one who gets to have some fun, because his character is a little snotty and a little sassy. But you also have Tom Bateman, who has one of the most poignant emotional moments in this film. And they're all human, they all make mistakes, and they all show their nervousness, their vulnerability. And you also have Mortensen, who's really the anchor here, who is the emotional bedrock to this group, who's just like calm, cool, and collected a lot of the times, and intense. And these performances are exactly what they needed to be. This film is well shot, well put together, and it's a wonderful true story. I do think the documentary is still better, because like that's a tricky thing, because sometimes it's like that way that documentary played out was amazing. This film is really, really well done. And I don't know if it's limited to, trying to be that dramatization, but it doesn't quite reach the height of that documentary, but it's still something worthy of checking out. And it's a bold and inspiring story. So go over to Amazon and check it out. But those are my thoughts on 13 Lives. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.